Now brace yourself! Brace your faces for some gut-wrenching metal!
It's time to rock out with your bot out. It's Clash with the Manate. Radio Free Cybertron's home to all things hard rock and heavy metal. Now here's your hosts, Gabriel Owens, Anthony Brucale, and Billy.
All right. Hey folks, welcome to the Salty Seaman, and welcome to Clash with the Manate, our heavy metal podcast, formerly of Radio Free Cybertron, now in YouTube form because we're that much more awesome. I am the Salty Seaman, Gabriel Owens. I'm with my brother in metal, Anthony Brucale. What's up, Ant?
Hey.
So right before we started, we were talking about, we're trying to make some jokes about some recent metal news. I apparently surprised Anthony with some stuff about the AC/DC drummer. He apparently has not kept up with any of the news in the last 24 hours.
No, I was sleeping. What happened?
Apparently he's like addicted to meth or something, and he got arrested in New Zealand for trying to hire a hitman to kill somebody.
Who was he trying to kill?
They didn't release it. I don't know. I just hope it's Dirty D's done dirt cheap.
Yeah. If you're trying to electrocute someone, it'd be very high voltage.
I don't know. The news just, it shook me all night long. I was so surprised by it. But hey, money talks. If you're gonna pay a hitman, you gotta pay up. Maybe he's trying to kill his mistress for Christmas.
Costs a whole lot of royalty to do that.
Well, later on, he probably has enough juice, so you can probably get a jailbreak.
Well, for those about to rock, you salute him.
Yeah, I think this story is going to be a big heat seeker in the press.
That or a ball breaker.
I know. Were you thunderstruck by the news? I mean, how'd you feel?
Yeah, I feel like I've been touched with the razor's edge. My vocabulary of AC/DC stuff not nearly as good as yours.
All right.
So I have no way of researching and kind of pulling up titles real quick, so this is all off top of the head.
All right. Yeah. So we'll start off with the big metal news is Phil Rudd, drummer of AC/DC, has apparently gone off the deep end recently and got adjusted for drug possession, cannabis, and methamphetamine, which, judging by the pictures of him, looks like it was straight meth. The guy looks like he deteriorated in the last year pretty fucking bad. He just completely...
Does he look like Lil Wayne?
What?
Does he look like Lil Wayne?
I don't think he had a race change. I think he just did a lot of methamphetamine.
Is it Lil Wayne or Lil Jon that does all the
the Scissor?
Sure.
Yeah. I think it's all of them, actually. By that I mean all black people.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding, of course. Only half the black people. But no. I think it's Lil Wayne. It's the Scissor guy.
Well, he can play drums for AC/DC. How hard is it?
Hey, you gotta keep in that pocket. He's a good pocket drummer.
He is. But really, when you're the drummer or the bass player of AC/DC, let's face it, you have the easiest job in music. Just keep your head clean and sit back. You're making tons of dough for doing probably a 9-year-old.
Sure. Okay, we'll go with that. I can't do it. I'm 37, so.
You play rock, man. You can do it.
You probably play the drums. Actually, you're right. They do go fast on a few songs. I can tell you that. I do have the AC/DC rock band. What was it? The Thingamabob.
All right, but what do you need? Like a week? Like a week of practice, maybe?
Well, can you count to 4?
Yeah. Well, I can only count to 4.
I can only count to 4. So yeah, it's a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes it goes really fast though. It's like, how fast can you count to 4 and keep counting to it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
You're a professional musician. That's not fair to everybody else. All right, slow down, Ant.
Oh. All right. So aside from that, what other news do we got? Because this is still a developing story, right? We're going to need some more details now.
I think I got a text about maybe the charges got dropped already. I haven't looked that up yet, so I don't know. That's possible. Maybe it's just New Zealand said, like, he's an ACDC, we're not doing anything with this.
Oh, it's New Zealand. They're in the future, for me at least. They're closer to you, but they're in the future for me.
About 3 hours in the future for me, so still. And the guy from Static X died. That's the other bit of big metal news. He said, you heard a cause of death? I heard you said something about that?
He bled for days.
I insert a laugh track right there. Great.
Yeah, please. Or cricket, or whichever you prefer. But that's the one 2 Static X songs I can name you off the top of my head.
I was getting confused with Power Man 5000, so I was like thinking wait, is that Rob Zombie's brother died? Like, oh wait, wrong band. Okay.
Wrong band, similar sound.
Okay.
Better.
You cut out, Ant?
Long hair, better hair.
Really? Better hair than Zombie Jr.? I can't remember his name.
I can't remember. Power Man 5000. I just think of him as Power Man 5000.
He had goggles, man. Come on, goggles.
Yeah, but Wayne Static, man, he had a whole other person growing out of his skull.
That is true. Alright, so those are the two big stories of metal going around. Phil Rudd charged with dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Static X guy bled for days. What's going on in your metal world?
Nothing. I'm old. So what's going on is I'm trying to figure out I haven't really listened to anything new since Mastodon came out. I've been really Killer Be Killed record. I'm waiting for next week when the new Machine Head record comes out. But overall, it's been kind of an old man metal rut. Get off my lawn.
Yeah, I think that's a problem. Like, the older you get, you really, as much as you try, you do kind of like just let go of the of not quite the flag, but it just like, hey, I keep up with everything that's going on in the scene, man. You're just like, I got a job and I'm old and I'm just gonna listen to the shit I know.
Yeah, that, and it's shit you're comfortable with. Like, there are bands I know that are gonna put out a record that's gonna have a sound that I dig, and like Machine Head, I've been reading some reviews. It looks like, everything I've read about is positive, and their last 3 records have been awesome. So it's more of, let's see what, I'm happy if they put out pretty much the same record they did last time, and that's cool with me. I know it sounds dumb, but it is. I heard a new Exodus track the other day too. That was pretty cool because they've got DDC Tro Souza back in the band. Thought it was Overkill for a minute, but it turned out it was Exodus.
It's pretty good they can still play their guitars with their canes. I mean, that's a lot of dexterity right there.
Yeah, man. I mean, well, look at Sabbath. They're 70, and they're pushing 70, and they're touring around doing records.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, Ozzy's still alive. I mean, that should just give it. Ozzy and Lemmy are still alive. That should just give everyone hope in life.
It should. It should also make anyone who dies before them feel bad. Aside from being dead.
Just wake up dead. Just be like, oh Jesus Christ! I did not live Lemmy. I did not live Ozzy. Like no, you suck.
Yeah, exactly. Like in the afterlife, when you're like, there's whatever afterlife there is, if there's some sort of consciousness out there, you're gonna look down and be like, him, he's still here.
Or Phil Rudd's still here, or what's the guy from the Stones? Shit, just forgot his name.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Charlie Watts.
Oh, the guitarist. It was.
Keith Richards.
Keith Richards.
I thought we were talking.
No, drummers have a short shelf life. They seem to die off pretty quick. John Bonham, Keith Moon.
Like a dude from Avenged Sevenfold.
Dude from Reverend, or no, Jimmy Jordanson?
No, Joe Jordan, that's Slipknot.
George Jordan's Slipknot. The Reverend something, I think.
The Rev.
The Rev, yes.
Lars Ulrich.
Still kicking.
Are you sure?
Just for every soul he takes, he just loses a little bit more of hair, I think. You know, I can only take so many souls. It's like eventually my hairline just starts going, okay? It's like I can't build up that many souls to my death soul furnace. But my hair will just start going, and I'll start trying to hide it for a little while. But after a while, I'm just going to have to shave my head.
So Lars, how long have you been eating souls?
Well, I've been eating souls since about 1982 when I stole my first idea, my first drum riff. That was like my first little bit of soul. My hair started growing a little long, and then I started losing it just a bit at a time. But eventually, when I was totally exposed for being the soul-eating bastard that I am, when I told people to stop stealing my music, even though I stole music my entire life as a teenager, is when it really started going back.
And when you eat a soul, are you taking the soul of a person's awake while they're asleep? How do you go about taking someone's soul?
Well, I really prefer to do it while they're awake, because I really like the look on their face when they just see me standing over their bed, and I'm just like, hey, and they're like, hey, it's Lars Ulrich, and I'm like, dude, I'm stealing your soul right now, and they're kind of cool about it for a second, because it's Lars Ulrich from Metallica, but then eventually they realize they don't have a soul anymore, and they're not so happy about it.
I see. And where exactly is the soul?
Well, I keep them in my giant noggin and my tiny, tiny little body. So, like, I don't have a lot of room, so I try to put them all in the giant noggin. But eventually, it all just starts coming through my hairline, which just keeps going back and back and back. But, you know, eventually my horns will start showing, which I know is really metal, but, you know, I think we'll lose a lot of our sponsorships. You know, Nike will probably run away, no pun intended, if I start showing actual horns.
Yeah, but Red Bull will draw you that.
They give you wings, and you gotta have wings. You know, I talked to James about this the other day, and he was just like, he said something about telling me to go fuck myself. But, you know, it's just James. He's being crazy and just wacky James. And told me to go work on the next album. So I went and listen to the next Iced Earth and like try to pick up some drum tracks. I mean, I went to, you know, lay down something that sounded really original and cool. And, you know, we got another sponsorship. You know, we got, you know, we're going to lose Nike. We're going to get Red Bull. You know, we're going to get AOL. Oh, wait, AOL's not around anymore. No, we're going to get Google with us. And, you know, we're going to keep the Metallica Inc. machine going.
All right, well, thanks for joining the show, Lars.
Yeah, no problem, guys. I'm going to sue you all in about 2 weeks, so enjoy that.
All right, so Gabe and I will be without souls in 2 weeks. Gabe, you okay with that?
I think I can deal with that. I'm just wondering how long like Lars is just going to keep living, though. Like, we keep talking about like, you know, drummers are, you know, they're really good drummers die off, and it's fun to make fun of him. But I mean, Lars is Lars, and you know, he's done a lot, but it's just such a fun, easy target, you know.
Yep. It's like, did I ever tell you about that band 7,000 Dying Rats? On their record, they have this is going back 15 years. On their record, they have a song called "The Bus Should Have Fallen on Lars."
Sounds like an anal cunt track.
Yeah, similar style band too.
Oh, there you go.
They also had a track called "Ozzy Looks Like T. Arthur on the Ultimate Sin."
No, I agree with that. I like the first time I ever heard anyone making fun. Like Beck had a song on Stereopathetic Soul Manure called Ozzy. It was just him going Ozzy, 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 and then he would just like rant a bunch of like random shit in the chorus. Every now and then on the fair line. Another song called like Rollins Power Sauce, which is all him just screaming in Rollins style. This is a couple of years before both of them became like, you know, really icons and stuff too. So it was kind of cool. Just kind of like I never heard anyone doing that before. I mean, now you probably go to YouTube and see like 1,000 people doing that shit. But at the time, I thought it was really cool.
Speaking of funny songs, I haven't listened to it yet, but Psychostick posted a new song the other day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember what it was, but sure it's funny. It was spoofing something. I was at work. I couldn't listen to it. But, yeah, so go check that out. YouTuber. New tab, Control C.
Oh, cool. So I work in a very sanitized military radio station, and we have like 6 Psychostick songs in our catalog. It's always just like, anytime I have to back time, I'm always like so tempted. Like I go look for something and like matches the time. I'm like, I see beer or Girl Directions censored version. Even though it's a censored version, it's still something like we'd get in trouble for playing. I'm just like, oh, I should just do it. What are they gonna do?
Well, beer is good and stuff.
But yeah, I think I did play it once at some point, and I think no one was listening, so I never tried it again. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning or something, and like apparently like absolutely no one, at least anyone who cared, like paid attention enough to call and complain about it.
Yeah, nice. So, dude, what have you been old man listening to?
Rancid put out a new one. I know it's punk, but it's my other forte. Really like the new Rancid. It's a Rancid album. They seem really good at doing Rancid albums in the last decade or so, and this would come to follow suit. It's very Rancid-y, and they do their formula. They add a few new things in here and there, but for the most part, it's a Rancid album, and it's fun, and I enjoy it. And they're doing some cool stuff online with their stuff nowadays. They streamed the whole thing with a video on YouTube with them just driving around San Francisco to the album. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's nice. It's like an online listening party with bands.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what it was. And you can go look it up on YouTube. Just look. Honor Is All We Know is the name of the album, and you can stream the entire album on YouTube, and you can watch them just taking very good left turns and using their blinker signals as they drive around San Francisco, which I didn't think was very punk rock at all. I was like, shouldn't you just like be cutting through traffic or something? They obey the... What?
I was just saying, that's a great way to keep people from ripping the stream, because all you do is hear that blinker click in there, and it's stolen from YouTube.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like the bassist is driving, and like he follows every single traffic law in the world, and it's like, wow, way to rebel.
Well, what are they now? Like they're like in their 60s?
Trying to think, like they were around like 18 and 87, so what would that make them? Not
They're in their
bad.
40s, late 50s, early.
Yeah, they're in their 40, they're 40 something. But yeah, it's a good album. The one thing I'm really looking forward to is my favorite band of all time is coming out with an album I think about next month, Faith No More. Also one of your favorite bands.
Yes. I didn't realize it was that soon.
That's what I said. It was supposed to come out in December. There's a few other tracks they played live there on YouTube. I think we both heard them now. What did you think?
I liked them. I only gave them 2 quick listens. I was just so happy to have new Faith No More. I don't think I can give an honest opinion of it just yet. But they were live, so they seemed pretty tight. They seemed like they're picking up pretty much where they left off on Album of the Year. Like they don't seem terribly heavy, but they still have that edge to them. And I really thought the album was coming out in May, so I'm now really excited it's coming out.
You make me feel like a real asshole if it really is May, because I might be completely wrong about this.
Well, whoever you'll know the truth.
The standout track of the three I heard was Motherfucker. Just what a fun little track that is.
Yeah. Yep.
Just a real demonstration of Mike Patton's vocal styling. Just of course him just crooning the word motherfucker, which is never gets tired for me.
Which he also did on the Peeping Tom record.
Yeah, that was the thing. It what kind of reminded me of Peeping Tom a bit, and Lovage, just kind of that thing. But there was that Faith No More bit of edge, a little more edge to it, I think.
Absolutely. Well, it's Billy's bass tone and the way the style he plays, and Roddy adding background vocals. A lot of that. I think was it that track or the other track that Roddy sang a lot. That had a lot of Roddy singing on it, which is kind of cool.
It was Matador. I think he's on the back. Yeah. Which I didn't like at first. Like, the first time I heard it, I'm like, because I heard it right after Motherfucker, and I was like, oh, another mid-tempo. I was really wanting to hear a new real rocker from Faith No More. And, like, all the songs are kind of mid-tempo. But Matador picks up a lot, like, halfway through, I think. It's just like, all of a sudden it kicks in, and you're like, oh, there's Faith No More. This is why. Okay. Now I like it. But I'd probably go back. I want to hear the studio version too. Like, who knows what they're going to freaking change between now and then. This is basically their demos.
Right.
So, going back old school, Phil Anselmo has been extremely busy on YouTube in the last year.
Yeah, it's all that cooking hostile he's been doing.
Yeah, if you're not aware, there is a channel on YouTube, a huge metal guy about our generation, who just does like animated cooking parodies of metal. Originally Phil from Pantera, cooking hostile, and it was a lot of Pantera parodies, and he kind of branched out into about everything: Biohazard, Sepultura, Temple of the Dog, and Soundgarden. He's done about all of them. And he did Sick of It All, Crowbar, Slayer, Anthrax. But what?
Suicidal. He did.
Oh yeah. Love it. And Mike finally got his Pepsi, and that's all he really wanted. But on his the fourth one that just came out like a month ago, Phil himself, like he'd been doing an imitation of Phil, and on the newest one, Phil himself actually voices himself, except for the singing parts. It's still Sylar. It's the guy's name who does the videos. And
the bad guy from Heroes.
Yeah, I think there's been some brain eating in it. I'm pretty sure they've ate They ate about everything else. So. Sounds like you're scratching some records back and forth. Or are you bringing the noise, Anthony?
No, I was closing my lunchbox. I was parked at the on location spot today. So.
You brought your lunchbox?
Oh yeah. I have my pencil.
You're gonna change your name to a serial killer and a 50 starlet?
No, see, yeah. What could I be? I could be, let's see. We can come up with one for this. I need a good 50 starlet, really.
I think they're all taken.
There's only like, what, 3?
Could be like Zodiac, Lohan.
Well, that's backwards, though. Wouldn't it be Lindsay Zodiac?
Yeah, Lindsay Zodiac. There you go.
There we go. All right, I'm in.
Oh, but also on the Phil tip, there's a YouTube series going on, Metal Grasshopper, just it's like just a funny thing, some like low level comedian. I'd never seen him before, but he's kind of funny. But yeah, he's just doing this thing where he's being like a disciple to Phil, and Phil showing him the ways of metal. They put up like 2 episodes now. They're pretty damn funny. Like there's one scene where he's just in Phil's chicken coop and it's like, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, why aren't you smoking? So he's trying to get him like smoke cigarettes. It's just ridiculous shit and it's funny. He calls King Diamond from the toilet and all sorts of fun stuff like that.
Now, does he call actors again actual King Diamond, or is it an impression?
No, it's just it's a one-sided conversation. He just keeps saying, yes, King Diamond. Oh, yeah, I'll do that, King Diamond. Kind of thing.
I'm going to have to check that out. That sounds funny.
And Phil trying to walk him through like the different vocal style. He's like, this is death metal. And like Phil does a death metal voice, and then the other guy goes, like here's black metal. And then he goes, ah. It's basically just him sitting behind Phil's house in New Orleans, walking around trying to smoke cigarettes and headbang correctly. It's fucking funny.
It sounds amazing.
I'll see.
Phil, dude, what'd you think of the new Down record?
Part 2?
Yeah, part 2 of More.
Yeah, that my biggest problem is like the lack of Kirk. Wow, you noticed it. It's like every other part hits, but the guitar, the guitar is off. There's a little bit of that funky Nola crunch is missing without Kirk. It's a little too heavy for what I like from Down.
I can see that. I love their bass tone. Like the new bass player, like his sound is so freaking awesome.
I like part 1. I loved Witch Tripper and This Music is Timeless from part 1 like a lot. I was like really looking forward to this, and I listened to part 2 and I liked it. It wasn't bad, but it didn't feel like Down. And I think Kirk missing really that drove that home. It's just a little off, and I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Well, you knew him well.
It's a song from the album, and it's so goddamn clever.
Yeah, I try.
But the funny thing is, I love Phil Anselmo and the Illegals. I just fucking love that album. It's like there's like no melody to that at all. It's like pretty hardcore, but for some reason it just works.
That's because of Brucale.
I can see that. Yeah, dude, like Bedroom Destroyer. It's just a great song. I can just listen to that like 100 times. Like it never gets old to me.
Dude, you know what song that's happening to me right now? On the Killer Be Killed record, Wings of Feather and Wax. I must have listened to that song by now probably 400 times, and I am not sick of it.
Okay, I'm writing this down. Is it called Feather and Wax?
Wings of Feather and Wax.
Wings of Feather and Wax, okay. Alright, write that down, everybody else.
It's the one they did a video, well, it's the first one they did a video for. You know about Killer Be Killed, right? It's
yeah.
And Brett from Mastodon, and the singer from Dillinger, and the old drummer from Mars Volta. And the drummer's disgusting. I mean, he's an absolutely amazing, sick sounding drummer. Fills and stuff behind the kit that you're like, oh my god, how did I do that?
Yeah, you linked me to one of their songs I really liked.
That was probably it.
One where Max is like not keeping up with the young kids?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one where you get to watch them trying to keep up with the younger guys who aren't that young either.
Yeah, but Max is pretty fucking old at this point, so. We're all old.
Yeah.
Remember you used to play in a band? Oh, good times.
Yeah. Alright, dude, listen, I have to get into work.
Alright, well, I think this was productive. This was good times.
This was. I don't know if you're going to keep going with the show and have a rest of the show.
No, I think I got everything. If Billy comes on, I'll tag it on. But other than that, no, I think we're good. But Billy can definitely give the younger man's version of what he's listening to.
Not for now, until he's old.
And he'll all be about like the bands he listened to in the mid aughts.
Yes, exactly. We're like all those new bands.
And they're like 20 years old at that point.
I do. That's how I feel about Slipknot. They're like 20 years. I'm like, oh yeah, they're one of those new bands.
Duality. Oh, it's like that's that new metal. It's like that's 20 years old. Shut up. All right. I'll let you get to work, Ant. We'll keep doing stuff like this. So it's usually me, Anthony, and my little brother Billy. Combination of the 3 or 2 or whatever it's going to be. Keep on listening. You're a big fan of metal. You're a big geek. We're all big geeks. If you like what you hear, give us a like on the little thumbs up thing. Hit the subscribe button. We got a lot more coming up. That's all for Clash with the Manatee on the Salty Seaman. And we'll talk to you later. Peace.
Later.